What's going on, guys? Tempo Trades here. In today's video, we're going to be going over the model that made me $30,000 this month. I'm going to put the screenshot up right now. And I've been getting on a lot of questions. Obviously, I made my Discord, and I'm just trying to help people use the model that has made me so much money and has found me so much success. And a lot of people are brand new to ICT. They're brand new to inverted fair value gaps. So in this video, I'm going to break down two of the trades that I took this week. And I also posted them on my Twitter. If you haven't already, you can give me a follow. I break down my plays. I send my daily P&L. And there's a lot of value here. So let's get into it. Okay, so here's my first trade that I want to show you guys. And this trade right here is a long setup that happened off of an overnight sweep. Now, I just want to preface by saying one of my major confluences are liquidity sweeps, and the two major ones you want to look out for are overnight sweeps and then high of day sweeps, or like low of day sweeps, basically. So as soon as you wake up 9:30 and you're trying to trade the New York session, you want to look for the Asia lows, Asia highs, London lows, London highs, okay? I have an indicator here. It automatically maps it out. It's called ICT kill zones plus pivots. Once you download it, just remove New York AM session, remove all the sessions besides London and Asia, and it'll automatically map it out for you, like I said. So anytime you wake up, you can see these lines. These are going to be magnets, and they're also going to be reversal points once they're swept, okay? So once I woke up this morning and I saw that at 9 o'clock, so 30 minutes prior, we swept Asian low, I was kind of looking for the reversal, okay? Now, this would be a solid play right here for an inverted fair value gap, but it was too close after the open. I kind of want to let price play out a little bit more. So, number one, it didn't even work, and number two, it was too close to open for me to take. Now, we got another down move. We reswept this low and this low that ended up sweeping Asia low, and we came up creating this down move, okay? Now, once we inverse it, and look at that strength too. Notice the strength, right? A lot of the things with the inverse fair value gap, again, the inverse fair value gap is just taking a fair value gap, closing over it, and heading the other direction. And momentum is really a big thing when determining how good your trade is going to be, right? If we go in this gap with this candle and it takes like 2 to 3 candles to close past this gap, and we kind of chop in here and whatnot, that's not as strong as a move for me, or a reversal indicator for me, than just getting one fat bullish green candle right through, closing no problem, okay? So because of that movement, because of us sweeping Asia low over here, I'm taking a shot at this reversal. And obviously our, full objective would be our next overnight area that hasn't been tapped, so London high. But for now, you would enter here where it closed over the 1 minute. We also create a BPR, which is a balanced price range. That is very, very strong. Your stop would be here. And here would be your first TP. It's about a 1-to-1, and that's pretty low, honestly, for inverted fair value gaps. IFEGs usually have a 2-to-1, 3-to-1. So if you want a better risk reward, instead of trimming here, you could have just simply set your stop loss to break even here. But for now, let's just say we'll trim here, right? TP1 got hit. Now you go break even. Break even would be right here at 903. And let's go, that would be TP2, right? Because it's the obvious intermediate term high. Okay, boom, it's hit right there. And then this would be the final TP at high of day at 63. If you really wanted to be crazy, you could probably hold a runner, like a micro or two, for this London high. I actually don't think it got hit. Yeah, it doesn't look like it got hit, but yeah, that would be the final objective. And again, man, this trade just all stemmed off of the overnight lows. It created the bullish bias for me. So let's get into trade number 2 now. This was another great trade. And I believe this trade was off of a low of day sweep. Yeah, right. So this was a low of day sweep right here. As you can see, right now it's 11 o'clock. The low we put in right at 930 pretty much is finally swept after moving up a little bit. And again, I'm ready for a reversal. Now, at this point, if we sweep this low and we keep dumping and we really get like 30 to 50 points below the low, then I'll switch my bias and I'll actually be bearish. But every time we hit these low of day, high of day, or overnight areas, I'm always going to look for the reversal initially, just because there's so much liquidity there. The market wants to take it and then move to the other liquidity on the other side. So right here, again, we sweep low a day. This fair value gap is not as big, and I do prefer the bigger fair value gaps, but it'll do. I wanted to take a shot. And again, as you can see, we sweep the low and we have an instant reaction. We have instant green candles here. We get the close right there. Again, a nice one candle over. We didn't really struggle through the imbalance. This one's a little trickier just because you could go break even here if you want at 10 points, but really the break even / first TP should be here. Let's see what happens. Boom. Even if you went break even here, we didn't even go back to break even. So first TP would be like here, right? And then it's really tough. You don't really have any clear, obvious TP points until this and high a day right here. Let's bring this back up here. Oh, and let me show you something. This is really important, right? So once you hit your first TP or your first intermediate high or low, you want to go break even, and it's going to save you a lot, right? There's been plenty of times where I've taken a trade, it's hit that first point at like 10 points in profit, and then it's hit my break even and then dumped, right? So what was I going to say? So when I take this long right here, I take my first trim at about 20 points and it stops me out at break even, right? Unfortunately, this trade ended up going to my final last two TPs, and this hurts. This really, really, really hurts, because this, instead of making, let's just say 300, 400 per account, now I'm looking at 1,000, 1,500 per account, because this just went and blasted. And there's nothing I can do about it. There's nothing I'm going to fix about it, because this break even stop after hitting your first TP or hitting your first point of interest saves me so much money, and it just saves me so much stress and losses that when shit happens like this, it's super unfortunate, but it is what it is. So I just wanted to show you that. I mean, again, if I remove this, it literally stopped me out by a tick or two. So super tragic. But again, these were my two plays from this week that I consider top of the notch setups. So just to recap, for the first one, we sweep Asia low right here. I'm looking for bullish bias until I get more bearish momentum. We get really nice movement here through this gap, creating a BPR and inversing the fair value gap. And we get all of our TPs hit here. And then this one, sweeping low of day, again, closing over the fair value gap with one strong bullish candle, hitting our first TP, getting stopped to break even, but the trade idea still works out. It goes, it goes about 80 points. So that was pretty much it, guys. If you have any other questions, comments, let me know. Leave a like, subscribe. I appreciate you guys. And let's kill these markets together, boys. Peace.